Hi everybody, this is the third of three videos that I'm making in which I will be singing the songs of my recently completed musical roundup time. This video will have the last three songs in the show. The next number has to do with a sort of subplot that I haven't mentioned up to now. One of the things that's been going on is that before the play started, Bear Grease the Mountain Man had fallen in love with Fargo Bell. And Fargo Bell needed some money in a hurry to get out of town, basically. And the only way she could think of to get the money was to promise Bear Grease to marry him after she arrived in Abilene. Now, of course, she doesn't want to marry him because she's going to marry Jim Blake. And Bear Grease wants his money back. So, although the kids have parents who are wealthy, they don't have any money of their own, and they don't really think they can get money out of their parents in order to enable Jim Blake to marry a dance hall girl. So they've established this plan where they're going to get Judge Hildreth into the Lone Star Saloon and get him drunk and make him misbehave, and then they're going to blackmail him into giving them the money that they need in order to enable Jim and Fargo to get married. So, Abilene Bell invites Judge Hildreth into the saloon, and four of the characters, Abilene Bell, Judge Hildreth, Frank Hildreth, and the serving lady, Pauline, sing this next number, it's a little complicated because the four characters are people with four different vocal ranges: soprano, alto, tenor, and bass. I'm still kind of working out the musical relationships between the various registers, so I might not get into the right key right at the very moment that I need to, but all this can be worked out if we ever have a stage performance. So it begins with Abilene singing. You will find that you get no percentage out of taking your fun by half measures. Now I have here a vintage that's one of our treasures, and drinking it's one of our pleasures. Not to mention our house brand of bourbon. It's so smooth and it goes down so clean. You won't find any urban establishments serving what we have in Old Abilene. Shouldn't somebody order some whiskey? Shouldn't somebody order champagne? If you don't think it's risky for men to get frisky with all your might and main. If we hadn't been meant to drink whiskey, would the Lord give us waving fields of grain? So somebody order some whiskey, and somebody order champagne. Frank, I believe that it's order some whiskey with the chaser of bubbly champagne. If the fruit of the harvest ends up inside our vest, the grapes won't demand that we explain. I would not have the face to tell Frenchmen that they sent all that wine to us in vain. So somebody order some whiskey, and somebody order champagne. I'm beginning to hanker for whiskey. This is the judge. Got a craving for sparkling champagne. If a scant one or two sips should make a break through lips, I feel it's beneath me to complain, and the product of workmen's labor don't deserve to be treated with disdain. So somebody order some whiskey, and somebody order champagne. Then Pauline comes to the front of the stage. When it happened that I and my ma had to learn to get on without Pa, then my ma said, Pauline, you've an intellect keen. You're the smartest gal I ever saw. To get out of the trouble we're in, you must learn to tell virtue from sin. So remember, Pauline, there's a difference between drinking whiskey and brandy and gin. The man who drinks brandy will make himself handy. There's no place his hands wouldn't go. If a ginny's a drinker, he acts like a stinker. The answer he won't take is no. But if whiskey's the drink he selects, it has beneficial effects. For the drinker maintains the command of his brains, and his body is ready for lovemaking. The point of my story is plain. You'll discover such judgments pertain. If you plan to raise Cain, you'll get only pure gain, pairing whiskey with golden champagne. Should somebody order some whiskey? Should somebody order champagne? If you work as a server, you ought to show fervor in bringing the drinks that entertain. For your business is not to pass judgment, it's the customer's business to refrain. So somebody order some whiskey, and somebody order champagne. Abilene, should somebody order some whiskey? Should somebody order champagne? When supplied with the setup, we'll get the whole get-up. The drinks that are links in every chain. Everybody for champagne as a chase to whiskey. Is as natural as sunshine after rain. So somebody order some whiskey, and somebody order champagne. Okay. They're just about to get the judge upstairs into the place where all the immoral activities take place when they're interrupted. Jim Blake and Fargo Bell are now married, and they're about to leave on their honeymoon, and they come in to say goodbye to everybody, and they sing a kind of sentimental song rejoicing in their newfound happiness, and it goes like this. This is for real, the end of dreaming. This is for real, the end of scheming. The happiness we conceived has already been achieved. Who would have believed the joy we feel? This is for real, no more pretending. We can reveal the happy ending. Imagine how we must feel, declaring the deal is no longer pending. 'Cause this is for real, and Fargo sings. This is for real, it's no illusion. This is the end of our confusion. The goal that we fantasized, the dream that we'd memorized, materialized at our appeal. Then they go into a dance. hopes were paling, but we controlled our fear of failing. Now we're on an even keel, we're out of the storm, and now it's smooth sailing, 'cause this is for real. Okay. Things start happening pretty quick. The Bear Grease the Mountain Man wants to run off with Fargo Bell because he still hasn't gotten his money, and Hortense Hildreth shows up and persuades Bear Grease that he doesn't really want her. He doesn't really want Fargo. He wants Hortense because Hortense wants to go out and live out in the wilderness with him, and they can shoot bears and things like that. So they pair off and go off together. Horace Blake shows up. He's been to the church and he's discovered that Jim and Fargo have already gotten married, and he's very unhappy about that until he finally meets Fargo, and he realizes that she's a sweet girl and she's going to change her ways and not be a sinful person anymore. And so he decides to turn the ranch over to Jim and Fargo, and he's going to retire. So everything ends up happy, and Slim Smith sings a final tune to celebrate the happy ending of everything. Folks who were known to be alone start traveling in pairs, baby. You know that it's roundup time. They're celibate, they never date, they're having affairs, baby. You know that it's roundup time. They're reporting that they are just friends, then they're courting, they fall in love, that's how it ends. And I believe that you'll achieve an end like theirs, baby. You know that it's roundup time. Jim, not long ago, my hopes were low. That's all in the past, baby. That means that it's roundup time. Fargo, my dreams of you, they're coming true. They're going to last, baby. That means that it's roundup time. Frank, I thought true love might never appear. Pauline, we have new love because you're there and I'm here. Everybody, our tale is done. Now everyone, applaud for the cast. Thank you for sharing our roundup time. And then, applause, curtain calls, bows, everything. That's it for now. I am so glad that you have stuck with me through the whole series of videos. It really has been encouraging to think that there are people out there who actually want to see the next video as it's coming along. I hope that if this show ever gets produced, you will all come and see it. It's a show that's very close to my heart, and I hope it will become that way for you too. For now, goodbye everybody. I love you all. Bye.